Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel at Also Victoria. And I'm going to be going over what I sold the first 2 weeks of March in my Also Victoria Etsy shop, my Cameron D Etsy shop, my Penelope Rose Artfire shop, and my Also Victoria closet on Poshmark, and my Also Victoria shop on eBay. So I had a total of 18 sales for the first 2 weeks in March. So that's from March 1st to March 15th. So I had 9 sales in my Etsy shop, and I didn't actually have any sales in my Cameron D shop. That's my collectible shop on Etsy. I had 4 sales on my Artfire shop, so that was 4 patterns that I sold. I sell sewing patterns and vintage fabric or other fabrics and some sewing supplies on at Penelope Rose on Artfire. And I sold 4 items on Poshmark and 1 item on eBay. So that I'll go over the total figures and then I'll show you what I sold. And so my gross sales for the first 2 weeks was $483. And my fees, that includes some shipping, some the buyer paid shipping. So it includes the Etsy fees, Poshmark fees, and eBay fees. It doesn't include any Artfire fees. I do pay $5.95 a month for Artfire. So it probably includes some PayPal fees in there. And so the fees were $91.27. And the cost of goods was $14.58. And one of these items was from home, so I don't know what I paid for it. 2 of them were from my son-in-law, so they were given to me. 1 item was from my son, so that was given to me. And 2 of the 4 patterns, I didn't have a cost of goods on those, so I kind of figured they were 25 cents a piece, but I did not include that in the fee value, or the cost of good value. So my, like I said, my gross was $483, and my net profit on all those 18 items was $377.15. So let's get started what I sold. So on March 2nd, I sold this vintage sewing pattern in my Artfire shop. I sold it for $8. I don't know where I got it. I had listed it in December of 2014, so it's been quite a few years, 6 years that it's been listed, or just under 6 years it's been listed. But my profit on that was $6.23. So anyway, it's a moo pattern. And on March 1st, so I kind of got these 2 mixed up because this should have came first. So March 1st, I sold this 1980s pastel print shirt dress. It's from JCPenney's, and it sold for $46. And I picked it up at an estate sale this summer, and I just listed it in February 25th. And so it was only listed for, what, 5 or 6 days? There's 29 days in February this year. And it cost me $1.23. And my profit on that was $37.44. And so on March 5th, I sold in my vintage Etsy shop. And this item, I believe, is going to Switzerland. It is this 1950s brocade handbag. It has a metal trim. And for some reason, I don't have where I bought it or what I paid for it. And I think I just bought it a year or 2 ago. I remember sourcing that, but I didn't write it down in my inventory. So it sold for $32, and the buyer paid $23 shipping. Like I said, it went to Switzerland. And so my profit on that was $26.93. And then back over my same shop, Etsy, Also Victoria shop, I sold this Connie Anderson, this vintage Connie Anderson, kind of a mustardy canary yellow is what I put it down. I put down the description, canary honey yellow mustard. Had a little peplin on it, it buttoned up in the back, and I had this for quite a long time. Actually, I believe I bought this for myself because it had a really cool 1940s vintage look to it. The brand was Connie Anderson Audio Futureware, and it was made in the USA. I sold it for $26. So it came from my house. So like I said, I don't know what I paid for it, but I do remember I probably had it for at least 10 years. And over on Poshmark, I sold this black knit lace bodysuit. It was for Iris, was the brand on that. And I sold that for $13. And this one came from a bunch of stuff from my son-in-law, so it didn't cost me anything. And so the profit would have been $10, but since we split the profit, I made $5 on that. You can see how it just barely fits this tiny little dress form. I think that dress form is like a 30, 33, 34, 24, 34 something. And so it was really small. But so far, I've gotten all good reviews and nice comments on everything I've sold. And then back over on my Etsy shop, I sold this vintage 1960s Nero jacket. And the fellow that we messaged back and forth, and I can't remember what, oh, he wanted to know the shipping because that went to France, I believe. No, it went to Italy. Yeah, so hopefully he got it by now. I shipped it out. He bought it March 7th, and so I shipped it out. If that wasn't on the weekend, I shipped it out during the week or on a Monday. And he paid $64, and the reason he paid $64, I believe I had it listed for $72. And he wanted to know the shipping cost. So the shipping was only $13. And for some reason, Etsy, and this is the first time I ever ran into this on Etsy, it was very similar to the global shipping process that eBay has. So it went down to California to a international sorting facility. And from there, they were shipping it to Italy. And so anyway, he wanted to know, because of the shipping cost and then the taxes or the fees he has to pay when it reaches Italy. And I didn't know what those fees would be. So I told him I would give it to him for $64 if he was interested. And so that could possibly cover any of the fees that he would have to pay once it's shipped to Italy. And then when I shipped it, and then he saw that it had been shipped and it went to California, and if he wanted to make sure he had given me the correct address. And then I explained to him, I also explained to him when I shipped it that it was going to it was going to a sorting facility, and then they would send it to Italy, but I don't think he understood it in the first email. So I wrote him again and explained it again, and then I found the Etsy policies where they do that, and so I hooked a link to that, and then I put that in the email and sent that to him. And I don't believe English is his first language. He seemed to communicate fairly well on emails, but I don't know if there was a Google translator in there translating our messages back and forth. I'm not sure, but he just kept saying how much he loved it and how much he really wanted it, and that it would fit him, because I told him it was seemed kind of small, and that the measurements I gave were the exact measurement of the garment, and he'd need to leave some kind of ease in it for it to fit. And he said yes, he's a small guy and he really loves it. And anyway, it was a really nice back and forth communication. So I haven't heard from him since I sent the email with the link to Etsy's policy on shipping to a international sorting facility in California. So I don't know. Hopefully he gets it, because I know what's going on over there in the lockdown they're under. So I don't know. And okay, and then over on my Artfire shop in Penelope Rose, I sold this butterick pattern. It's a separates pattern. So there was the dress, the blouse, the skirt. It was a Jones of New York pattern, 1970s. And I sold it for $6. And once again, it was a pattern. I didn't know what I had paid for it. It may have come from one of my own personal patterns. So my profit on that was all of $5.27. So yeah, anyway, that's good enough. And on eBay, I sold this, where's the description? This black bodysuit shapewear. So shapewear, seems like all the shapewear I ever get sells. And so this is probably like my 4th piece of shapewear that I've sold. And they all sell. Not for a lot, but they sell. So I had it listed for $18, and I believe the buyer offered me $14, and I accepted it. So this sold on March 9th, and my profit on that was $8, even though I got $14. The shipping, the PayPal fee, the fees were $5.99. So anyway, my profit was $8 on that. It didn't cost me anything. It was given to me in a bin of stuff my son brought by, that he had come by a bunch of clothes from a house they were emptying out, and this was one of them. And this is a sad one, but it's sad for me, not for the buyer. I'm sure the buyer was just totally delighted to get this. I was wearing this in one of my other I believe haul videos that I've items I picked up maybe in Eureka, I think, and on one of my road trips down there with my husband playing cribbage. So this is a Mexican bright floral embroidered top, and I believe I had it listed for $30. I can't remember how. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, I probably had it. Yeah, that was it. I had it listed for $30. And she had a like on it. So I sent an offer to like her, even though I just listed it on February 27th and it sold March 10th. And so I just thought, okay, I'll offer her $25. And then for some reason, I got so confused doing all this other shipping that, oh, it's a blouse. It's not going to cost that much to ship. It'll only be, you know, like $3 or $4 to ship it. So I offered her free shipping on Poshmark. Oops. So, yes, she accepted it. And it's like, oh, okay. Darn. Happy, sad to see it go. So my profit on that was $8.40. It actually cost me $4.49 to buy. Oh, I bought it at the Goodwill. That was one of the things. I bought it at the Goodwill here before I went down to California. And I don't know. I just wasn't thinking, I guess. But that's okay. She got it was a really nice shirt. And I wore it once in a video. It was really kind of too large for me. Anyway, that's the thing with that one. Live and learn. Got to remember I'm on Poshmark. I'm not on Etsy or I'm not on eBay. So I have to remember these, the shipping cost on Poshmark. Okay, and over on my Penelope Rose Artfire shop, I sold this pattern. It was a 1990s butterick pattern, a dress. The designer, David Bow, I don't know who that is, designer pattern. And this pattern is sold for $15. And I do have a cost, so I actually did pick this up for 25 cents at the salvage yard, or what you call the bins, the Goodwill bins. Because the Goodwill bins, when I did go, I picked it up probably around April 2016, because that's when I had it listed. Oh, no, it shows I bought it January 30th, 2012. And I didn't actually get it listed until April 21st of 2016. So I actually didn't list it till 4 years later. Go figure. Like I said, I do have a large inventory of stuff. So anyway, I did pick it up at the bins. The bins were selling patterns for 25 cents. And I do remember going in there and I picked up quite a few patterns. And I checked for all the ones, besides selling vintage, you could sell supplies. So this was considered, a pattern's considered a supply. And it was on my Artfire shop. It's similar to Etsy, but different. Anyway. So, yeah. It sold March 10th, and my profit was $16.89 because, I think I went to Canada. Yeah, I went to Canada, and I had charged $6. So I did these flat rate international fees, like $10 to anywhere overseas, and then $6 to Canada, because I didn't know what things were going to the weight of the pattern or anything to try to figure that out, but it actually only cost $2.63 to send this pattern to Canada. And when I send patterns, and when I send international, when they ask, like, what is it, a gift, is it merchandise, is it a document, I always list my patterns as documents because they technically are a document, as long as the document does not have any advertisement in it. I mean, this has the name of what the pattern company is, but there's no advertisements trying to sell you anything else within the pattern. And so that's why I'm able to mark it document. I've never had any issue with sending a pattern international and marking it document. I don't know if that affects the fees or anything. I just think it might affect what they may have to pay on tariffs or something if it goes over a certain price. I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I guess we could do research on that and let you know for certain, but I don't think I'm going to do that anyway. So anyway, on my Etsy shop, I sold this vintage 70s, 80s. It's called a Clemente. Clemente must be the brand name. A maroon suede shoulder, over the shoulder strap bag. This was given to me by my daughter. No, says I picked it up at an estate sale. She gave me another purse probably similar to that. I sold it for $26. Cost me $1.52 at that estate sale. My profit on that was $20.60. Yeah. And then also on Etsy, also Victoria, I sold these 60s, 70s wide black strappy sandals with the chunky heels. And these were going to France. And she paid $54. And my profit on that was $45.22 because the buyer pays shipping on international orders. If anything over $35, I include free shipping, but then obviously I have to include that in the cost of goods, in the cost of the sale. And it kind of seems to be working out okay for now. I don't seem to have any problem with that, but I did pick these up at an estate sale this summer. So for an average cost of $1.52, and that sold March 11th. Now back over in my Artfire shop in Penelope Rose, I sold this Simplicity button-up blouse pattern, and I got this. So this is also one of the patterns I got at the bins for 25 cents, and I sold this for $5. I do sell some of my patterns pretty cheap. So my profit, oh my goodness, where did this go? Huh, this went to United Kingdom because I'm going, oh my God, I made a profit of $8.43. I'm going, how did I do that if I only sold it for $5? Okay, like I said previously, international, other than Canada, I charged $10 shipping because I had shipped some pattern. Maybe it weighed more, was it larger or something, and it cost me almost $10 or $13 or something. So I'm not sure. And so then I just started charging $10 for international shipping. And so that's why I made $8.43 because shipping was only $5.36. And that could be because marking it document, I'm not sure. Maybe prior to that I was just marking it as merchandise or whatever the markings were for that. I don't know. But I did get it at the bins for 25 cents. I had listed it on June 15th in 2010, so this pattern had been listed for 10 years. And so it's March 11th it's sold. Oh well, that's good. It's sold. And then on Poshmark, I sold these Born Crown green leather sandals. They're really cute. I got them for myself, actually. I got them at the AAUW Grange Hall sale. I got there the last day. American University Women Association. American Association of University Women. That was what the fundraiser was for. And I got there on the last day, so it was $5 a bag. And believe me, I could shove a lot of stuff in a bag. And so these sandals went into a bag. And then I wore them and they just didn't want to stay on my feet right. I think they were a size too small is what I think it was. I think they were a size too small. So anyway, I sold these for $20 and I listed them on March 10th and they sold March 12th. Go figure. So my profit on those were $15.60. So yeah, I paid for the bag and then some. Oh, it cost me 40 cents. So everything I shoved in that bag that I counted, all the items in that bag, ended up being 40 cents. $5 and all the items divided into 40 cents. And back over on my Etsy shop is this vintage Komar leisurely living lounge dress. I think I just sold a Komar yes, I sold one last month, only it was a nightie set with a peignoir, a robe, and a nightgown. Yeah, it was a Komar brand too, vintage. And this is an extra large. It had the zip up front, and it had these really cool, as you see, embroidered front patch pockets. And I think it's the pockets that probably sold it. Besides, it was a lounging outfit. And I do sell quite a few comfortable lounging dresses. They seem to sell well. So this sold for $20, and I picked it up at an estate sale for $1.23. And I listed it February 21st, and it sold March 13th. Okay, so yeah, did I say my profit was $16.36? But I did sell it for $20. Okay. And this is kind of cool. This was a Nike Pro Fit Teen Snatch sports bra, and I sold this on my Poshmark. And I mean, just the word snatch in the front of the boobs is like, okay, that's pretty, I'd say kind of risque, but you know, it was cool. And anyway, this also was in the stuff of that I picked up from my son-in-law, and it sold for $14. And let's see, so it's from my son-in-law. I had listed it February 13th, and it sold March 14th. And it, like I said, it sold for $14. So the profit was $8.93. So I divide that with my son-in-law. So I get $4.47 of that. So anyway, that was pretty cool. And then back over on my Etsy shop, Also Victoria, I sold this, it was kind of a fuchsia gauze. I sold another one very similar to this to another vintage seller that was on Etsy. I don't think she got it to resell it, because I think the other one I sold it for $68 or some amount. And so anyway, this, since it was reserved, the lady wanted to know if I would sell it to her for, if I could lower it less than $68, because that's all she had in her PayPal account. And with the taxes and the well, no, the shipping was included. And with the taxes, then she wouldn't have enough to buy it. And so I offered it to her for $60. If she wanted it for $60. And she said, yes, she wanted it to get it for her granddaughter, because she couldn't go out of the house because you guys know why, to go shopping for a dress for her granddaughter for a festival. I'm gonna assume the festival is in the summertime, because do know. Anyway, she bought it for $60. It was going down to Malibu. And let me see, what was I going to say about this? I got it at an estate sale for $1.23. I listed it in January 30th, and it sold on the 14th of March. I also believe I had it listed over on eBay. I know I had interest in it in eBay, and I probably had interest in it in Etsy, but Etsy buyers don't usually offer you, other than like she convoed me, which is a conversation, messaged me that she really liked it, wanted to get it, and could I lower the price so that she could afford it to use her PayPal account. And then when I saw that she lived in Malibu, I'm going, I wonder what she's doing in Malibu. But anyway, it worked out. She couldn't get out to buy something. It was for her granddaughter. When she got it, she absolutely loved it and said it was perfect. So my profit on that was $46.20. So that was pretty cool. I like that. And the last thing I sold in the first 2 weeks on March 15th in my Etsy shop was this vintage light pink quilted nylon bed jacket. And I sold it for $25. I picked it up at an estate sale for $1.23. Yeah, I'm whipping through all that first batch of estate sale items I got. So I listed this. I actually had this listed in November of 2019, and it sold, like I said, March 15th for $25. My profit on that was $17.21. And so that is the total of all the 18 items that I sold online and on my Oso Victoria, my Etsy shop, and my Artfire shop, Penelope Rose, and my Poshmark shop, Oso Victoria, and my eBay shop, Oso Victoria. Yes. Okay, so if you like that, I was supposed to tell you way at the beginning, if you liked it, to hit the like button. I don't know, subscribe. It helps. I appreciate it. I totally do. Either way, I'm still going to be doing these videos because I actually absolutely love doing videos. So it's fun. Okay, so I'm trying to think what my next video will be. I can't remember. Oh, maybe a haul video. I mean, I have no problems with a haul because I have so much stuff. So I have lots of stuff you all have not seen yet. I have a rack downstairs ready to be steamed and photographed, and I may have shown some of that stuff, but maybe I'll bring what I haven't shown in any of the hauls of stuff I was getting together to list, and I'll bring those up and maybe do a quick little show. These are going to be my most recent items I'm going to photograph and list type video. And I have no product to run out of. I have a studio full of vintage items. So anyway, until next time, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed to see what I sold, and thanks for watching. Okay, bye.